All right, hi everyone. We're going to do exercise 3.3a, number 35, and B, number 7 and 18 through 21. So here's 3.3a, number 35. It says simplify the following so that there are no negative exponents. So notice each of these has a negative exponent on it. The negative exponent means that it's going to move to the other side of this fraction line. So we have 5 and 7. Notice these don't have negative exponents, so those are going to stay on the same side that they were originally on, 5 and 7. The a is to the negative fourth, so we're going to put a to the fourth down here on the bottom. B to the negative seventh becomes b to the seventh in the denominator. 3 to the negative third, put that one down here. C to the third, sorry. D to the negative fifth, put that down here, becomes d to the fifth in the denominator. F to the negative ninth becomes f to the ninth in the denominator. Now we're going to work on the numbers that were in the denominator for our original problem. G to the negative third becomes g to the third in the numerator. H to the eighth in the numerator. J to the 2 in the numerator. And then k to the first. Now k to the first is the same as k, so we can just write k, or we can write k to the first. It's up to you. The answer key has k to the first, so we'll just leave it like that. And then you're all done with that one. All right, and our next problem is 3.3b, number 7. It says simplify the following. We have 15c to the negative 7th, d to the 3rd, 35c to the 5th, and d to the 7th. And this is all being raised to the negative 3rd power. So if you take this and you apply it to everything in here, you're going to end up with this big mess. I can tell you right now, because that's the way I started doing it at first. And then I realized that this can be simplified before we do anything at all. So we're going to simplify this first, and then we're going to raise everything to the negative 3rd power. Okay? All right, I was just double checking, make sure I wrote down the problem correctly. Okay, so this in here can be simplified. We have 15 over 35. Both of those can be divided by 5. So 15 divided by 5 gives us 3, and 35 divided by 5 gives us 7. All right, and then we have c to the negative 7th and c to the 5th. If we move that c down to the negative c to the negative 7th, that's actually c to the 7th down on the bottom. We'll end up with c to the 7th on the bottom and c to the 5th on the bottom. And then we have d to the 3rd here and d to the 7th. Now, this is the same thing as saying d times d times d, and then this is the same thing as saying d times d times d times d times d times d times d, right? So 3 of these d's are going to cancel out 3 of these, and we'll end up with only 4 d's down here on the bottom. D to the 4th, right down there. So, and this is all being raised to the negative 3rd power. But we're going to simplify this a little bit more. We're going to combine the c to the 7th and the c to the 5th and make that c to the 12th. D to the 4th. All of that raised to the negative 3. All right, so now raising this to the negative 3 power is much easier than raising this to the negative 3 power, okay? So we're going to do 3. Let's make sure you guys can see it. I hope I didn't go off there. 3 raised to the negative 3rd power. We're just going to write it down like this, first of all, so you guys can see what we're doing. 7 raised to the negative 3rd power. And then c raised to the 12 times negative 3. Okay, when you have an exponent and you have a number, a variable that has an exponent on it, and you raise it to another exponent, you multiply the exponents, okay? So this becomes 12 times negative 3. We'll simplify that in just a second. And this becomes 4 times negative 3, okay? So we got rid of that, and we put it down here so we can see what we're doing. 3 raised to the negative 3rd power, that's going to be 9. And the negative is going to make it go down into the denominator. Remember that? Sorry, it's not 9. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So we're going to end up with 27, but in the denominator. Okay? And then 7 raised to the negative 3rd power is 343. I did that on my calculator earlier. and we're putting that up in the numerator because it has a negative on it. It moves it up to the numerator, okay? So 3 to the third power is 27, and then the negative puts it in the denominator. 7 to the third power is 343, and then the negative puts it in the numerator, all right? And C, we're going to do 12 times negative 3, which gives us a negative 36, right? And then D times 4 to the negative 3, that gives us a negative 12, all right? So these are going to end up in the numerator, 343. And this moves up to the numerator, C to the 36th power. This moves up to the numerator, D to the 12th power, and we end up with 27 down on the bottom. And that right there is your answer. Pretty fun. All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, so for exercise 3.3b, numbers 18 through 21. Oh, you can't see that, sorry. For numbers 18 through 21, this problem, hold on, I'm getting my calculator ready because we're going to need a calculator for this one. And my kids lost my scientific calculator, so we're going to have to use my phone. For this one, the formula that you use can be found in your reading for 3.3b. And the formula, here, I'll write it down for you, is, this is the loan payment formula, is equal to P times R over N, all of that over 1 minus 1 plus R over N, and that's being raised to the negative N to the Y. Not right now, Hal, hold a second. All right. That is a big formula, but all we're going to do is put the numbers in and then use our calculator to figure out what the payment is, okay? And you need to remember your order of operations here. We'll get into that, okay? So our payment, let me make sure you guys can see this. Our payment is equal to 300.
Mom, your time is going out.
Times.
Mom, your time is going out.
Oh. Our rate here, we have it at 8%. When we write that into the formula, we want to change it into a decimal. 8% as a decimal is written as 0.08. So we make sure when we put it in here, it's 0.08. 0.08 divided by 12. And then all of that over 1 minus 1 plus 0.08 over 12 times negative 12 times 2. Okay. So, hold on one second. All right, so at this point, we're going to, let's see. I'm going to use a different color to make this a little bit easier. We'll go back to the blue. All right, I'm going to do the 0.08 divided by 12 and find this number. 0.08 divided by 12 gives me 0.06666. We're just going to round it. So this right here, we're going to replace that with 0.00667. We'll just call it that. And this right here, we're going to replace with the same thing, 0.00667. And then we're going to replace this. Negative 12 times 2 becomes a negative 24. All right. Now it's starting to get a little messy, so we're going to do a little simplifying here. Okay? So we're going to rewrite it. 300 times, we have 0.00667. All of that over 1 minus, we can do this, 1 plus 0.00667, right? That's just going to be 1.00667. So that's pretty easy. All of that raised to the negative 24th power. Okay, so it's starting to look better already. Yay! Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this and raise it to this exponent. Okay, here we go. Clear. Okay, thanks, Al. 1.00667, and we're going to do the exponent key, and we're going to raise it to 24 and then make that negative. And we get, so all this right here we're going to replace with 0.8525. There we go. So now I'm going to do, just a second, I'm going to do 1 minus this number right here and figure out what that is. 1 minus 0.8525. And that gives me, so this whole thing right here is going to be replaced with 0.1475. Okay, so let's rewrite it and see what we have. Make sure you guys can see this. As you can see, you kind of just do this step by step. 0.00667, all of that divided by 0.1475. Okay, now this is easy. I can put the rest of this in my calculator. All right, so now I can do 0.00667, and I'm going to divide that by 0.1475, which gives me that number, and then I'm going to multiply that by 300, and that will give me my answer, which is 13.57. There we go. And that's the answer. So I showed you how to do this for number 18. Number 19, 20, and 21 are all the same. You're going to use this formula right here. This formula is on the announcements page in case you missed it or you can't find it. So you can always come find this formula on the announcements page and do just like I did. Put all the numbers in. Don't forget to change your percentage to a decimal before you put it in. Put all the numbers in and then just slowly replace these little operations with numbers until you can put it in your calculator and get your answer. If you have any questions or get stuck, please let me know.
It's green.